people for the next 200 years. The Assyrians came in from the north, as you can see from up on the map, and descended on the plains in about 1000 BCE and began conquering neighboring areas until the realm stretched all the way to Egypt. So they were quite powerful. The Assyrian artists praised the greatness of their king and his ability to kill his enemies through hunting and masculinity, through his valor. Animals possess considerable emotion, while the humans remain stoic. So you'll see that in their art. The domination over a mighty wild beast expressed the authority of the king over his people and the powerful forces of nature. Cuneiform is the writing that we start to see in the Assyrian art. And it's common to see the writing written all the way across the scene, even over the bodies and the figures and things, which was quite unusual. The Assyrians used a special type of sculpture that was very low relief, which was specific to them that we hadn't seen up until this point. So it's a little bit different. Here's the citadel. It's a reconstruction drawing because we're not 100% sure of what it looked like. But this would have been where they lived. And this is 720 to 705 BCE. The Assyrians ruled enormous palaces like this on high platforms because, this is, again, between the flooding rivers, and so you need to be above the water to be able to continue to live. And so the king's residence would have been all the way up at the top of this high platform. These buildings were made of mud brick again, and what happens with mud brick? It erodes over time because it's just mud and brick, right? Limestone and alabaster from northern mountains were used to line the huge structures with a narrative relief of the Assyrian victories in battles. So along the edge, you can see along the edge is where they put all of that limestone and alabaster, which probably made it stand a little bit longer because it wasn't being hit directly by the mud brick wasn't being hit directly. The royal citadel of Sargon II covered 25 acres and had over 200 courtyards, rooms. So this was enormous. Really, 25 acres is ridiculously large. So the artwork that we're going to focus on is the Lamassu, Lamassu. And this is a winged human-headed bull. So he has a head of a human. His body is of a bull. And he has the beard. Remember when we saw the votive figures with those beards, those long, wavy beards? These Lamassu have the same type of beards. And these were in the citadel of the Sargon II. And this is modern-day Iraq. So, it's on modern-day Khorsabad in Iraq. So this is 720 to 705 BCE. These are alabaster, and they are 13 feet tall by 10 inches high. 13 feet 10 inches. That's pretty tall. So these would have been at the entryway, the gateway, and guarded. They were their guards. And you can see in this next picture, oops, let me go back. You can see the people back there, how big these are. These are really quite enormous. They were called protective spirits and placed on either end of the gate as a guardian. They were obviously mythical features, and they wore a headdress. You can see they're horned. The horns are coming up above their eyes. And they serve to ward off enemies, both visible and invisible. So here on the side view, you can see Well, it's hard to see actually from here, but you can see the 4 legs from here, and then from the front there's another, so there's 5 legs. Did you see this on the video when they were talking about that, how it has 5 legs? So if you go back to the previous slide, you see how there's 2 in front here? So there's 2. When you go this way, the one on the left is one we already counted, and so then there's 3 more. So that they could get both profile view and they can get the frontal view as well when they see those 5 legs. So he's standing at attention while his side view is movement. That's a combination of that 5th leg. And he's really quite ornamental with all of the little decorations he's got on. He wears earrings, and he has a pretty fancy headdress, and then the hair and how it's styled. Look at even down at the very tip of the tail and how decorative the tip of the tail is. So what would our form be, Valeria? What type of artwork is it?
Sculpture.
Of sculpture. And what is it made of? It's right there. Alabaster.
Oh, alabaster.
It's made of alabaster. So what's our function, Frida?
To guard the city.
Yes, to guard the city and to be protective spirits as a guardian of the gate, to provide harmony and stability. What's our content, Valerie?
Our content would be his hair and the wings.
The content is him. He's a Lamassu. And what is a Lamassu?
The guardian.
Yes, but what is he? Like, what makes him? He's a mix of
Human
and a bull. Human and a bull features. Okay, so that's a Lamassu. So that's the content. The context is all of the other stuff that he would have guarded the citadel. And that he's extremely large, and what he's made of, and all of the detailing. Okay, here's a close-up of all of the writing, and you can see it. Let me go back up. See, it's between the legs, it's all the way around, and you can see all that very small writing, that very shallow, specific to Akkadian type of decoration, that what you wouldn't have seen in other types of art. Okay, so I'm going to